Hello everyone, welcome to YouTube channel Fazza Official Poems. So don't miss any important update. Watch till the end. In the silence of a perfect life, I built a dream so true, but destiny rewrote the ending when it brought me close to you. You were meant to be my forever, the answer to every plan, but you became the storm that broke everything I began. Dubai never sleeps, its skyline shines like a crown of endless dough stretching across the night as if nothing in the world could ever go wrong. But even in a city so perfect, hearts can break in the quietest ways. Sheikh Hamdan stood alone on a high balcony, looking over the glowing city. To the world, he was the crown prince of Dubai, strong, admired, and untouchable. But inside, he was just a man who believed in love, a man who believed in perfect plans. Hamdan had always lived a life of purpose. Every step, every decision, every dream was carefully designed. He believed that one day he would meet someone who would fit into his life like the final piece of a puzzle, not just a wife, but a soulmate, someone who would understand the poetry hidden in his silence. And then she appeared. It wasn't dramatic. There were no fireworks, no sudden miracles, just a simple meeting that felt strangely familiar. Her eyes carried a calm depth, her voice soft yet powerful. She didn't see him as a prince, she saw him as a person, and that changed everything. For the first time, Sheikh Hamdan felt something he had never truly allowed himself to feel: vulnerability, hope, love. Days turned into nights, and nights into memories. They shared quiet conversations under the Dubai sky, laughter that echoed in hidden corners of the city, and moments that felt too real to be just dreams. Hamdan started building a future in his mind, a life with her, a home filled with peace, a love that would last beyond titles and expectations. He saw her as his future wife, the one who would complete the perfect plan he had spent years creating. Everything was finally falling into place, or so he thought, because sometimes the most beautiful moments carry the deepest illusions. She began to change. At first, it was small, a distance in her voice, a silence where there used to be warmth. Her eyes no longer held the same light when she looked at him. Hamdan noticed, but he didn't want to believe it. One evening, under the same sky that once witnessed their happiest moments, everything came crashing down. She stood in front of him, calm but distant. "You are everything anyone could ever want," she said softly, "but you are not what I need." Those words didn't just hurt, they shattered him. In that moment, every plan he had made, every dream he had built around her collapsed into nothing. The future he saw so clearly disappeared like it was never real. "My future wife, you ruined my perfect plan." He whispered it in his heart, but his lips stayed silent. She walked away, and with her, she took the version of him that believed in perfect endings. That night, Sheikh Hamdan returned to the balcony. The same view, the same city, but nothing felt the same. The lights of Dubai, once a symbol of beauty, now felt distant, almost cold. The wind carried a strange emptiness, as if even the city knew something had been lost. For the first time in a long time, he allowed himself to feel the pain, not as a prince, but as a man who loved and lost. Days passed, but the silence remained. However, Sheikh Hamdan was not someone who would stay broken forever. He turned to what he knew best: poetry. Every word he wrote carried a piece of his pain. Every line became a reflection of the love he once believed in. He didn't run from the heartbreak, he transformed it, because sometimes the people who break you unknowingly build you into something stronger. You were never mine to keep, just a lesson I had to learn. In the ashes of my perfect plan, I found a stronger return. I lost a dream I once called life. I lost what I thought was true, but in losing you, I found a better version of who I grew into. She was never meant to be his forever. She was meant to change him, and maybe, just maybe, the real perfect plan was not the one he imagined. It was the one destiny had written all along. The night whispered, secrets he ignored, but destiny waited in silent corners beyond his vision. He walked slowly through empty halls where echoes followed every quiet step like fading memoir.